talking about writing, there is, or there is, whatever. This morning it was slow starting to write. Didn't have a great night's sleep. I was watching Adam Curtis's recent documentaries on an attempt to his attempt to contextualize what's going on, but in a sense I suspect he is so constrained either by self-imposed political ideas or an imposition by his funders that he can't fully explore the narrative of what's going on currently. The footage is beautiful. I mean, Adam Curtis is a great narrative storyteller, and his documentaries are a lot of fun. But in Hypernormalization is a very amazing documentary of his, but these ones can't get you out of my head. I just don't think his evaluation of reality currently, I don't think there's enough time to evaluate it yet. He's kind of jumping the gun, but fair play to him for trying. So I struggled a bit with the writing. To get started, didn't know where to go, really. Actually, there was one scene I felt like I should write, but I felt like, actually, this scene seems kind of boring. I want to write a more exciting scene. So maybe it was because I was kind of tired and didn't sleep very well that I was like, I just want to write a more exciting scene. So I went to different characters and started writing, and just dialogue, nice, and it was nice, and there is a amazing thing when you're telling the story to yourself for the first time. It's very visceral, real, and it's explorational, and it has a vivre that only exists in the moment when you first tell it to yourself. Now, it has a kind of perfection of truth and reality. Now, in order to be told to an audience or a reader, editing is required. That's the process, which is fine. There is a certain artistic creativeness that cannot be captured in any medium, cannot be reproduced. You can get close, but the base signal is experienced by the writer writing it for the first time, the musician discovering the chord progression or whatever for the first time, discovering the notes, discovering the sound. There's a spark, maybe a fighter discovering a movement, pattern of movements that they had not explored before. Anything an engineer, when it clicks, scientist, whatever, when the idea clicks, I suppose stories do attempt to replicate that and some of them are amazing. And really, when you set out making films or stories or whatever, telling stories, books, whatever, writing stories, writing music, you want to portray that moment where it all clicks and something is felt, but it's beyond just feeling as well. There's a shift in perception, even if it's temporary, even if it's ephemeral. So that's, you're trying to put those moments in there, and I'm experiencing it in my head and putting and translating it into words. So there is a loss of the signal to a certain extent, because the head cannot be fully mapped into any physical realm, really. I believe can be interpreted, but it cannot be fully translated. But it's good to communicate the idea of these moments, even if the pure moment is not fully expressed. Sometimes it's not just about the book or the film or whatever. It's like it points towards something. So this is a spiritual angle that spiritualists talk about, that they are not the solution. Mooji would say it's not about him saving you or anything like that. It's like he points you in a direction of enlightenment. And many people can do this: artists, spiritualists, motivational people, anyone, people who live, anyone who lives can point to a truth, and it is good to point to a truth that brings some sort of peace to someone's life if they seek it. If they go to someone seeking truth or peace or some sort of insight, and if that person can point in the direction of some real truth, some earned truth, some experienced truth, that is good and interesting to do, an interesting and probably good way for humans to interact, to tell truths that are beneficial to themselves and others. What I'm trying to say is, I hope you enjoy it.